Alright guys, welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at my bag and see what I keep inside it on a daily basis. So this could be for work, it could be for school, as well as YouTube. There will be some changes here or there depending on the day. Of course, if I'm going for a hike, I won't be keeping everything in it. But for the most part, this is what I do keep in my bag on a daily basis. So if you guys are interested, stick around and I'll show you all my gear. I will link it all in the description as well. So if you want to check anything out, you can find it there. So let's get started. Real quick, I figure I should talk about my bag as well. So it's a North Face bag. I got it a couple years ago and it has held up incredibly well. Like literally no tears, no zipper function or malfunctions rather. It's literally perfect. It's the best bag I've ever owned. And it's waterproof as well, as in like no water gets inside. I've had no issues and it rains a ton in Oregon. So this thing, man, if you're looking for a good bag, pick this thing up. Highly would recommend it. I got it at Tilly's, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon again. I'll link it down below. So the first thing that I'd probably say is the most important thing is my laptop, of course. So this is a MacBook Pro. I think I got it in 2017, so it's pretty much like the middle of the line type of MacBook. It's definitely got a little bit more features than the base one, but I didn't max it out or anything like that. So this thing is probably the most important thing. You know, I can do editing on it. I can do a lot of my business stuff on it. Of course, a lot of schoolwork as well. And I am a bit more of a fan of Windows, but with the MacBook, there's just so much compatibility, especially with school. A lot of the things in school rely on MacBook or the iOS softwares. So that's why I went for this, especially because I like to record on my iPhone as well. Everything just transfers over a little bit better to MacBook. So this is the one that I keep in my bag most of the time. I do have a Windows laptop over here. It's actually an Alienware, so it's a little bit bigger. That's kind of my home station computer, and that one stays pretty much wherever I'm gonna be for a while. This one I can move around a little bit easier, much lighter weight, and it's perfect for me. Now the next thing I've started keeping in my bag is actually my drone. So this thing is so tiny and so lightweight that it actually fits in my bag perfectly, and believe it or not, I actually just take it to class with me sometimes. I don't really take it out of my backpack very often just because it's easy to have around, and if I'm ever going somewhere right after where I decide it would be awesome to have the drone, I've got it right there. So of course, if you guys haven't seen my drone videos, I will just pop it open real quick, but that's the case. So here's the drone inside. As you can see, it's very tiny. This is the actual drone right here. This is the, over here, this is the controller, and then just some cables and stuff like that. So this thing fits right in my backpack, no problem, and I've been having so much fun with it. It's amazing just wherever you are to be able to pop this thing open. Within a few minutes, you got it set up, and you can fly anywhere you want. So not much to complain about there. Definitely maybe my new favorite possession that I have right now, just because it's so versatile and you can do anything with it, which is just unbelievable. So if you guys haven't seen the drone videos on my channel, do check those out. Of course, you can subscribe, stay up to date with future ones as well. There will be some amazing cinematic footage and adventures with that. All right, a very important one to me is actually what you're on right now. So I'm gonna take you out of this thing, and what it is a little tripod. So this thing is cool because it's hard to do one-handed, but you can kind of wrap it up in a short way. You can kind of vlog with it like that if you need. You can actually wrap each little leg around like a pole as well. So if you're on something like a tree branch, or if you kind of are outside and you're at like a railing, whatever it might be, you can actually wrap it around and then stick your phone right in there as well. And it'll kind of record whatever you need it to record, which is perfect. This is my newest pickup. It was really cheap as well. I got it on Amazon. Again, I'll link it down below, but I would highly recommend this, even if you're not doing YouTube. If you're just trying to take pictures, whatever it might be, this thing is amazing. So very versatile. I love this edition. And next up is another fun one. I've got my Nintendo Switch. So this thing, I got it about a year ago. I wanted to play Pokemon, had to get this thing. It'd been so long since I played a Pokemon game and Smash Bros and things like that. So I picked up a Switch, and again, it's just tiny, it's easy to move around, so I keep it in my bag. If I'm ever bored, I've always got it there to play with. And what's nice is actually I don't really need to carry on like a different charger because my MacBook uses a USB-C cable, and this is what uses that as well. So I can just charge this with my MacBook cable, and it's kind of like a 2-for-1. So I don't have to worry about carrying around a bunch of extra stuff. It just fits right in my bag, and I can use it whenever I want. So that's why I keep that around. Doesn't weigh too much, so why not add it? And so with that in mind, the next thing is my cable for my MacBook, or like I said, my Switch as well. So this is the Apple version. It's a USB-C charger, and not much more to be said about that. But next up, I do as well have, which is kind of loose right now, but iPhone charger as well. So it's a long 6-foot cable. That's a 6-foot cable as well on the USB-C. And then, so this one is actually a double USB adapter, And the other adapter I have on it is a USB-C cable. And what this one does is charge things like my drone. You know, if I want to plug in the remote, plugs in there. If I want to plug in the actual drone, it also plugs that in. So this is perfect. I can charge 2 things at once, an iPhone, my drone, whatever it might be. And a lot of other things do take USB-C as well, so it's good to have on hand. That's why I always keep one around. Another cable coming at you now. We've got a USB to Lightning cable, which is like an iPhone charger, but at the end, because my MacBook, for whatever reason, doesn't have USB, I don't know why Apple decided to do that. We actually have this little adapter as well, and what this does is it converts a USB into the Lightning adapter, or rather USB-C. So that way, with the iPhone charging cable, I can then plug it in to my laptop to charge my phone, to transport video, audio samples, whatever it might be. I can actually connect my phone up and use it with my laptop, which is important. I don't know why they would have removed the USB thing from a MacBook. I will never understand that decision. Worst design decision ever. Worse than removing a headphone jack, I think, because we're just not ready for that stuff yet. We need USB cables. Like, you can't possibly function without one. At least I don't think so, but that's why I've got that. The next 2 are very important to me as well. We've got actually 2 of the same things, but this one is a 1 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive that is, and this one is the one that I use for YouTube. And again, because I don't have a USB connector to my cable, or to my laptop, we have a new cable, which is again, just another adapter. So this is the one that I use for YouTube. All my videos, all my clips are on here. So if I finish a video, I'll put the finished video on here in a finished folder. And then for the raw clips, I'll just put those into like a different project folder as well. And that's what I keep on there. Like I said, I do have another one, same exact thing, another 1 terabyte drive. And this one is for work stuff and it's for school stuff. So anytime I have a school project I need to work on, I can keep it a little bit more separated. Anytime I'm working on a business thing as well, I can keep it separated on this. And I know kind of just which one to go to for what files I need. Eventually, I'm sure they'll fill up, so that's why I have 2. And I just like to stay organized like that. The next one is something I hate. It's an eye clicker. Now, if you guys don't know what this is, it's basically to be used in classes. So if you guys have attendance policies or quizzes in your classes, a lot of the times they will use this. And so what it does is the teacher will have kind of like the home base for the clicker, and you kind of like connect the frequency. They'll like put it on the screen, connect to the frequency AA, and you just set it up, tap AA, then you're connected. And then if they put a question on the screen, you know, what is the answer to this question, A, B, or C? You click here. If you get the point right, you get the point right. If it's for attendance, you just click like A, I'm here, and you'll get the attendance point as well. Why they do that type of stuff in college, attendance, couldn't tell you. You know, we're already paying to be there, so it should kind of be our choice in a sense. That's just my thought on it, but I get the quiz thing, I guess. So I hate it, but it's necessary. We've also got a little power bank as well. So this thing can be used for, you know, iPhone, really whatever you want. It has a little USB-C adapter. It's got some hair on it, which is great. It's been at the bottom of my bag. Actually haven't used it for a little while, but always important to have this. You never know when you might need some extra power. One of my favorites as well, my Beats headphones. These things are perfect for being on an airplane. Sometimes I don't like to wear them just because they're a little bit excessive, and like I just like to use my AirPods, which we will get to later. But the Beats are very nice as well. They actually came with my laptop. Maybe they didn't come with them, you know, it's not necessarily free, you're still kind of paying for them. But it was a little bit of a deal to get these as well. So the Beats headphones, I love them, but they're a little bit kind of more annoying on my ears, especially because I wear glasses, so they kind of like punch down on my face, which I don't like too much. But you know, I like wearing them. I used to wear them a lot more, but then I got the AirPods, so I kind of switched between the 2, but AirPods are mainly my go-to. And my AirPods kind of go in my backpack. They're more in my pocket most of the time, but nothing special there. I keep my AirPods in my pocket. Of course, if I'm doing something more active, I'll just put them in my backpack as well to have them there. And because I am kind of blind. No, my eyesight isn't that bad without glasses, but I do have a spare pair of glasses. You guys have seen me wear those in some other videos. And then I also have some sunglasses as well. So I just keep those in there. You never know when you might need to switch glasses. If one breaks, it would suck. So I have a backup pair, and then I've got sunglasses as well. So if it's a sunny day, if I'm driving or whatever, and I need those, I got them right there. A little bit of a cheat again. I wear the Apple Watch most of the time, but on the other hand, I do have the charger for it as well. So anytime that dies and I need to recharge it, don't have to go anywhere, but my backpack can do that from wherever, so always prepared. I swear you think my backpack is like never ending or just extremely cluttered. It actually fits all very well in there, but I carry a little bit of everything. I've got a bottle of allergy pills because my allergies get so bad in the spring, or if I'm around like a lot of dogs, especially cats, I will need those, so I keep them on deck. And then we've got a bottle of ibuprofen as well, which is just like Advil or whatever, so if you get a headache, if something's hurting, you know, you're really sore after you hurt your back, whatever it might be, it's nice to have that as well, to know that you can get through the day if you need to. All right, we'll kind of go rapid fire with some small things. We've got gum, because who doesn't love gum? We've got hand sanitizer, because, you know, some places can get nasty. You need to make sure you're prepared for that. We've got a little bit of sunscreen. If you get caught out in the middle of nowhere and you're pale like me, you need sunscreen. You might not know when you need it, so that's why we've got it. And then we've got, oh yes, pencils, pens, whatever it might be, because that's pretty self-explanatory. Next up, I think this is the most recent addition actually. It's actually a little headlamp. If I'm ever lost out in the woods, I like to have everything I need, you know? So we've got lighting. Of course, I do like have my iPhone, which could be as a flashlight as well, but I'd rather preserve the battery on that and use something like this instead. So headlamp, can use it as a flashlight, can use it on my head as I'm walking, whatever it might be. It's good to have it as well. So this one's actually pretty interesting. It's actually a wallet that's like a hard case, so it's just a little bit more secure. And what this is good for is if you're ever going like hiking, or you have something that's a little bit more important, like a ID, credit card, and you don't know exactly what's gonna be going on, you can just pop this open and it kind of just sits in there. So hard case, it'll keep it safe, it'll keep it also from being like scanned anywhere. If you're going someplace really sketchy, people can actually just scan your cards and stuff like kind of through your wallet. So this keeps that safe. It kind of reflects whatever they're doing. I don't know the technology exactly, but it keeps things safe, keeps things secure, which is very important. Maybe the thing I use most on a daily basis is my hydro flask. I drink a lot of water, so I always keep this thing on me, of course. Why would you not? But this thing holds 32 ounces of water, so it's a lot, which is really nice. It's also just, you know, very sturdy, so I don't have to worry about cracking it. I've dropped it many times, and not even like dents, barely even any scratches. So love this thing. Brooklyn let me use it, so thanks, Brooklyn. Now, you know this wouldn't be a backpack video if I didn't have some extra clothing, some extra items like that. So we've got an extra jacket in here. I like to keep kind of like a medium jacket, something that if it's pretty cold outside I can put on and it'll pretty much keep me warm, but I also don't want to put on a huge jacket if it's not too cold. So this is a nice balance. This one, I'll try to open it up. It's going to be a little bit overexposed here because it's so white, but it's a UV jacket and it looks awesome and I love this thing. So I just keep it in there. I think it looks nice, and of course it is a good one to wear. It's a little cold, not too cold, whatever it might be, kind of helps for me. As well as gloves. Now these are great because if I do fly the drone, sometimes it's really cold in Oregon. Actually, a lot of the time it's really cold in Oregon. So it's good to be able to use that for a while outside, and I can keep my fingers warm as I'm controlling it with the gloves. And then I keep a backup beanie as well, just because, geez, white does not show up well right now. But I keep a beanie on me as well because I like wearing beanies, and sometimes just a little bit more warm if I get caught outside. Again, the survival mentality in me, aka when I get hungry in class, I always keep something like this on me. This is a Cliff chocolate brownie bar, so not exactly the most healthy, not exactly a candy bar either. So I just try to keep something like that on me that'll keep me full for a little bit if I get hungry, because I often do. And if I ever get washed out to sea and all my stuff gets smashed up or whatever it might be, I've got a little bit of snacks. No, that is not why I carry it, but you never know. And again, a little bit more cheating here. This is kind of stuff I usually keep in my pocket, but again, it sometimes can go in my backpack. So my wallet, my actual wallet, I already showed you the metal one, but this is like my actual wallet. So it's got, you know, my ID, credit card, whatever it might be. Actually, I don't have a credit card, I have a debit card. But cash, gift cards, whatever it might be. That's what I keep there. And then I've got my keys, just a bunch of keys, you know, my car keys, house keys, whatever, as well as some chapstick, because again, in Oregon, the weather changes so crazy, it dries my lips out, so I like to not have my lips bleeding. That does help, so I keep chapstick as well. One more thing I do keep on me is a little micro SD card, or regular, whatever you want. There's the adapter in there as well, but that's a 16 gigabyte as well. I kind of keep another one in my drone, that's a 32. So I've got a few of these if I'm ever taking photos or whatever I might be doing. Now, believe it or not, I actually don't have a notebook on me right now. Usually I will keep a notebook on me, but the last term kind of finished up and I didn't need one for this term, so I just haven't got a new one. Sometimes I will just keep one for other things as well, just so I can make a quick note, but I could do that on my iPhone. So I don't have a notebook on me right now, but that actually wraps it up. Usually, I'll make a few changes here or there depending on what I need. But for the most part, that is actually what I keep on me on a daily basis. If I'm kind of walking around campus, if I'm going on a little journey, going home, whatever it might be, that's what I keep in my backpack. So if you guys did enjoy, please do drop a like. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to stay up to date with future videos on the channel. You won't want to miss them. There's going to be some amazing ones. I'm just saying. And of course, follow me on social media as well. I'd much appreciate it. Keep up to date with me there. And if you guys saw anything that you're interested in, I'll try to link everything down in the description down below. Definitely the important things, so go check it out. And if you buy anything, let me know if I influence your decision. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later. Peace.